So lately I've spent a lot of time learning and researching about all kinds of other forms of screen printing out there, but one thing really caught my eye. This is something very reminiscent of old school punk rock artwork, and I've been a metalhead my entire life, so I've spent a little bit of time around the punk scene and I've seen a fair amount of this stuff cross my path, but it's where you take multiple pieces of artwork and just start smashing them together and overlaying them one after another. Well, the way that I saw this adapted into more recent forms of poster printing was the top layer going on top of the base was transparent or semi-transparent, so you were getting like a tonal effect showing through that spot where they were overlapping, and it was really cool looking. And then I thought to myself, well, I don't think I've seen this done on clothing before, so we're gonna make that happen today. Well, at least I think we are, because I've never done this before, so hopefully this works. I mean, yes, I have seen stuff out there like this before, I think we all have, but 9 times out of 10 it's done with 4-color process inks. Usually the cyan and the magenta overlap to create that 3D glasses effect. Hell, I even did a video over a year ago using the yellow, cyan, and magenta overlap to create kind of a deconstructed glitch effect type of deal, so it's definitely out there. But what I haven't seen done is getting away from the 4-color process inks, because it doesn't just have to stop with these. Create 2 completely separate pieces of artwork, slap them together, have them look cool together when they're overlapped for starters, and then of course having that third tone come through where they're overlapping. And I think that's probably the best way that I can explain it. It just took me 12 takes to spit that out. So to do this, clearly I needed a piece of artwork. Me and Dan sat down, tried to figure out what was gonna be the best way to go about this and what was gonna look cool. My initial thought was, let's make something kind of punk rock inspired, but that seemed like way too obvious of a choice to make. Then we started thinking 90s, you know, grids and geometry, that kind of stuff. Didn't really like that idea. Somehow landed on steampunk, which is something I don't even really care for, but there was some cool imagery in there. Then way out of left field, Dan suggested Japanese, because he's really wanted to draw something kind of Japanese inspired, which got my brain turning. And just as he was saying Japanese, I somehow drifted from steampunk to cyberpunk, and all of a sudden it hit me. Cyberpunk Samurai. Well, as soon as that came out of my mouth, both of us were like, yes. So he got to work, created this super killer piece of artwork, which is actually 6 pieces of artwork if you look at it, because there's a bunch of pieces slapped on top of each other. So this was not an easy thing to do. And yeah, now it's my job to figure out how we're gonna make this work. So let's get started. Color is always my favorite part. We're gonna stick with exactly what was shown on the screen. We're gonna use this lava teal as a base. I'm also gonna put a little bit of soft base into this stuff because we're printing on white shirts. And I'm gonna use this electric pink out of my Epic Rio mixing system, which is going to give us a little bit of an advantage. These inks can be used right out of the bucket by themselves, but I don't like to do that, especially with the brighter colors like this. They're very transparent when they go over top of anything, including a base, and it just does not look very good. But in this case, that's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna add a little bit of soft base to this stuff as well, but I'm also going to reduce the crap out of it to crank up the amount of transparency. I have no idea what the magic number is going to be just yet. I'm winging it right now, so whatever I end up on for mixture, I'll just show on screen during the edit. Okay. So let's get this stuff on a screen and start figuring things out. But since we're mentioning figuring things out, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of cool classes made by creators much like myself to help us all explore new skills and learn a thing or two. I've mentioned before that I've been a Skillshare member for a few years now, long before they would ever consider sponsoring one of these videos, and I absolutely love it. Ask anybody I know. I spend a ridiculous amount of time on there. I'm on there a few days a week just learning everything I possibly can to help me make better artwork, help me make better videos for you guys, help me run these businesses better, just things that make me an all-around better creator. Seriously, you guys want to learn how to make cool artwork like this? Skillshare is the place to do it, and it's gonna cost you less than 10 bucks a month. Strengthening up my skills and my speed in Adobe Illustrator is probably my main focus right now, so I'm currently taking the Advanced Illustrator class by Daniel Scott. This is an 8-hour, very in-depth class for the advanced user, and I gotta say, there is a lot going on in there that I had no idea even existed, so I am learning a ton about Illustrator right now. I think I'm about half to 3/4 of the way through this thing, and man, my Illustrator game has already stepped up from like here to here in just that amount of time. And if you happen to be beginner user or someone who wants to learn Illustrator and haven't even tried yet, he also has a beginner course that is very good. It's something that I use to get off the ground and get rolling with it, and you'll be designing some stuff within a couple hours. And since they're sponsoring today's video, Skillshare is giving the first 1,000 of you guys 2 months of premium for free when you click the link in the description below and join up. I know a ton of subscribers around here have done it already because I've gotten a lot of messages from the ones who are super stoked on the stuff that they've learned so far. So if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you click the link down in the description below. I cannot say enough good things about it. All right, let's print some stuff. Oh man. Well, we're close, but we're not quite there. Still, not bad for a first try. For starters, this color combo is insane. I'm so pumped we went with this, but the pink layer that's going over top of the teal, it's too transparent. We're definitely getting a darker tone everywhere that the pink does overlap with the teal, but I want that to be significantly darker because right now you can still see quite a bit of the teal through the pink, and we don't want that. We want it to look like it's a different color. So I actually had another batch of pink standing by with a completely different mixture in it. We're gonna replace out the pink on this screen with that one, and let's see how that goes. Come on. It's a little bit better, but it's still not fantastic. I've got a few things that I can try though. The first option would be to run the ink straight out of the bucket, but I don't think that's gonna cure what's going on here. The reason that this isn't turning out the way that I want it to is because the base layer has a little bit of fibrillation going on in it, and that's causing the overprint to kind of look a little bit uneven when you look closely. It still looks pretty good, but it doesn't look as good as it can. And you know, good enough and half-assing things is just not how we do it around here. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually try to thin out my base layer. We're printing on white right now anyways, so thinning it out a little bit's really not gonna make a difference in the opacity of this ink, but it should thin it out enough to where it lays flatter more in the fabric than on top of it, and it'll probably get rid of a little bit of that graininess that's going on there. So I don't know, I'm no expert on this, but I'm gonna try it out. Oh, we're getting closer. That definitely made a pretty significant difference, but it's still not good enough if you ask me. You know what, I got one more thing I can try. I really don't want to clean the screen out if this doesn't work, but if I print wet on wet, it might mix together a little bit better. It might stop from having that kind of contrasty effect with the overprint layer going over top of the shirt fibers. So let's Hail Mary this thing. Let's try that and see if it works. Oh, yes! Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I wanted. Woo! Well, I sure as shit can't kick like a samurai guy. All right, so this is insane. I am so friggin' pumped right now, you have no idea. Printing this thing wet on wet was exactly what it needed. It got the exact look that I was going for, plus the whole quality and feel of the print just went up to level 12, so yeah, I probably should have just done that right out of the gate, but I've never done this before, so now I know better. But I'm actually glad that I had to do that bit of messing around and try those different mixtures, because that got the whole look and consistency feel of the two different inks on the shirt to match up a hell of a lot better. So yeah, let's move into full production on these bad boys. You guys have seen the chest print, obviously. We got to do the sleeves also. The sleeves are 4 totally different pieces of artwork. That way each sleeve is vastly different from the other one and just gives you a little bit extra something special. This print already, you're gonna have to be looking at this thing for a long time to get everything that's going on in it, but that was the whole point of this. Oh, I can't wait to film an epic B-roll sequence of this shirt when it's done. Let's do this. I don't care what anybody says. That right there has to be one of the coolest shirts that I have ever made. I'm so pumped on this, you have no idea. The artwork as a whole, all 6 pieces are just phenomenal. There's so many cool little details going on in that stuff that you gotta look at this for a little while to figure out everything that's going on. Then there's the print, which came out way better than I could have expected. A lot of those little small details in there, I was a little bit worried about, I'm not gonna lie, but they translated over to a shirt, no problem. It looks amazing. Plus that color combo and the way the ink laid down is just, oh, it's so good. The last thing is I am stoked as hell to print something that's not on a black shirt for once. I print black shirts here day in and day out. It's non-stop. That's what customers want most of the time. Plus with my brand and with Rogue stuff, most of the time I opt for black shirts because clearly I wear black head to toe all the time. So it was pretty cool to step outside of that and just create something different for a change. Actually, even though I do wear black as much as I do, and I'm a little bit of a scumbag, so white's kind of hard for me, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna be my new favorite shirt for a while. At least until I create a new one. But yeah, I'm super stoked that this overprint idea worked out as well as it did. I can't say I've ever seen it done like this before, and now that I know this works, this opens up a whole bunch of new doors creatively for me. Seriously, my brain is just spitting out ideas right now. There's a million different color combinations and ways that you can combine pieces of art and using 2 different styles of art together. Just, dude, my brain cannot stop. Shit's gonna get real around here real quick with this new method. And if you do try this print method, which I recommend you do because it's super fun, you gotta put some time into it. It's gonna take some trial and error figuring out the right ink mixture, because what I came to as a mixture in this video is not gonna work if I pick 2 different colors of ink. So it's gonna take some trial and error and figuring out the right balance between transparency and opacity, how much ink versus how much reducer, whatever. Just have fun with it, take your time, and get weird. And if you do try this, make sure to tag me on Instagram right here so I can see what you did. I also left the link for our print group down in the description so you guys can come join up. Post your photos in there, show everybody what you did, maybe ask for advice, whatever you need to do. There's a ton of people in there ready to help you out and, just print cool stuff together. As for those bad boys, they are available for sale on our website right now. The link for that is also in the description. So if you guys want one of these things, make sure you jump at them quick. We printed a limited amount and it's gonna probably be a while before I can make any more again because we're pretty swamped in here. So if you want one, jump on it. I also made them a little bit more limited because I pulled 2 out for myself. I need a backup because I'm gross and I'm gonna spill something on that first one for sure. Make sure you slap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, maybe share this thing around if you enjoyed it. Help a few more people come to the fold around here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you again in the next one. Those 3 takes to lower a screen down. You wanna know what it takes to make these videos? Doing things over and over and over again at a nauseating amount. Oh, son of a bitch, I've had ink on my foot this whole time walking around here. There's teal and pink footprints all over the damn shop. Oh, I hate when that happens. It's the worst. Look at this. These things are everywhere. This is gonna be fun to clean up for the next little while. Oh, dude, that rip. Dude, don't even think about it. He's been looking at the tip of that sword like he's gonna attack it. That is a no bullshit Atari Hanzo sword, buddy. You're gonna cut your little paw nubs off. I'm not kidding, that is a legit Japanese-made katana. You even look at that thing the wrong way, it will cut you. I've found that out many times. What are you doing? You're gonna come in here and ruin my shot, aren't you? I can see you. You're plotting to jump to the table right now. I'll move this shit out of the way so you can make it up here without knocking stuff over. Oh, and there's Wheels right on time. Hi. Quiet on the set, all right? Right when I want to start talking. I wonder how many takes it takes other people to shoot videos, I swear. Like, I gotta do the same sentence over and over again, 12, 14, 17, 18 times until I spit it out the right way that I want to. Because as soon as the camera comes on, my mouth just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. The words, they want to come out, but they're just like, probably shouldn't put that in there.